Hello everyone, welcome back to Google Earth. Today we're going to explore how to make a project in Google Earth. So load up Google Earth and launch it. Once again, this always takes a few seconds. Just be patient and it will load. Okay, what I'm going to do first is show you a project that I've already created, and then I'm going to show you how to create a project, a brand new one. So what a project is, let me go to my projects over here. I'm going to go to American League East MLB fields, and this is one I created before. And what I've done is I placed place markers at Fenway, Yankee Stadium, Oriole Park, and so on. When you hit the present button, what you can do is take your students on a journey. So here's Fenway Park. If you want, you have all the controls here. It also tells you more about it. If you want more info, you can go there. You can go down to Street View. You can move yourself around and check out the area of Fenway Park. And down here in the corner, it now says table of contents. And if you click on that, you're going to see the places that you're visiting and the order that they're in. And you can just move through your slide. So if we go to position 2, it's going to take us to Yankee Stadium. And again, you can decide how long you want to spend at each site. You can keep clicking through the slides if you want. Next, we're off to Oriole Park at Camden Yards. And it's as simple as that. I'm going to bring down the table of contents and just move along to our next destination, Tropicana Field. Okay, let me get out of the project and just show you one other thing with the project. So this was the order that I went in, but if you want to change the order around, all you have to do is just click and move. If you want to start at Rogers Clemens Field, you can move it, so now that becomes the first slide. So you can even reorganize. If the order you went in you're not quite happy with, you can readjust it. Okay, so let's see how we create a project. So what I'm going to do is the natural wonders of the world. And this is a project I did with my students. And what we were doing, again, this is the way I was teaching them how to create a project in Google Earth, was the natural wonders of the world. So I had us all starting at our high school. And then from there, we all traveled as a group to the Grand Canyon. And then after that, they were allowed to split up and go to any 3 natural wonders of the world. And then they were supposed to end their journey back at our high school. And then we copied the link to a photo album. Here's an example. So we would copy the link to the photo album, and then they would answer questions about their favorite location, what made it their favorite, and if it was a place they wanted to visit in person. So all of this got filled out over a 2-day period is what it took, because a lot of kids spent a lot of time in Google Earth because it's so cool. Okay, let's go back. So this is how we are going to create our project. You come over here, you have projects. I'm going to just back it off here, and I'm going to choose a new project. And you have options of what you want to create. I'm going to create a project in Google Drive. And the title of my project is going to be The Natural Wonders of the World. And you're ready to do a new feature. So with our students, we started off at our high school. So that's what I'm going to do here, where you can choose, when you click that drop down, search to add a place marker. Well, I'm going to search to get to my place. So I'm going to 1 Raider Boulevard, which is the address of our high school. 1 Raider Boulevard, Albany, New York. So we all started at our high school as if we were going on a journey together. There's our high school. And over here, it says add to project. So I just click that button. And it'll say save to project, 1 Raider Boulevard, and it shows you your project name. If you want it in a different project, you can just trick the drop down list and choose which project you want it under. But I do want it under Natural Wonders. So I just hit save. Now I'm ready to go to the Grand Canyon. So I'm going to go new feature. I'm going to search to add a place. And up here, I'm going to type in Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon National Park. Arizona, that sounds good to me. And now we're going to travel to the Grand Canyon. And I'm going to add that to my project. Now, this was a place where we spent a lot of time in class exploring. This is one of the places the students liked. And again, once you're in your project, you can go ahead, zoom in. You still have that access, so you can move around. You can say, hey, I want to get in a lot closer. I'm in 3D view, which is really cool. So let me just keep moving my map just by clicking and dragging, and you can keep zeroing in on your location. And the students explored this for a while. And you can get right on down so you can see the river. Colorado River. Let's get in there. And here we go. There's our Colorado River. And you can explore the different locations even while you're building your project. So that's kind of neat. Okay, we are now going to move on. And at this point, the students were allowed to pick any item in the list here. So I'm going to choose to go to Victoria Falls, which is located in Africa along the borders of Zambia and Zimbabwe. So again, I come over to new feature. I'm going to add a place mark. And I am going to, actually I wanted to choose search. So search to add a place. And I'm going to go to Victoria Falls, Livingston, Zimbabwe. And it brings me to the falls, which are pretty spectacular. And again, students can now explore the whole area, even as they build their project. They can click on more info about the Victoria Falls. They can scroll through the pictures. And when they're ready, they can go back and add it to their project. So at this point, students were supposed to go to 2 other locations, and then finally they were supposed to return back home. So I'm going to go to one more before we return back home. The next one I'm going to go to is, let's go to Mount Everest. Wrong one, sorry. Let's go to Mount Everest. So new feature, search to add place, Mount Everest. There it is. Add that to the project. Yep, Natural Wonders of the World, save it. And then finally, I'm just going to return back home. So again, new feature, search to add place, and I'm going to return back to 1 Raider Boulevard, Albany, New York. And even though I started there, I can still add a second placement there and save it. So when I look at my presentation, I'm going to start at 1 Raider Boulevard, go to the Grand Canyon, Victoria Falls, and Mount Everest. Now here, next to new feature, you have present. This is where you can now go on your journey or show somebody the journey that you went on. So it starts me at 1 Raider Boulevard, and down here I now have my table of contents that shows where I'm going and the slides. I have 5 slides, so I can just arrow through. And the first place I'm off to is the Grand Canyon. And as I go to these locations, notice this, our information guide changes. And again, they can explore this area. They can move around. They can find more information out. From there, we went to Victoria Falls, so on. That's how easy it is to make a presentation. How easy is it to copy a link? Let's go table of contents. We went to Mount Everest, and then we went back home. Okay, so if I come out of here, out of my presentation, what students did is they came up here to say share project. And right here was get the link. So they just copied the link And then they went into our photo album and they just pasted the link. And that's how easy it was. And then they answered the questions, and then I was able to just click on their links to see where they went. So many things you can do with Google Earth that will get the students excited. The one issue is the device that they might have to work on. In our school, they had to work on Chromebooks, and some of the Chromebooks, because they're 4 years old, that these students have, some of them are kind of bogged down and wouldn't load Google Earth. So in that case, they just matched up with somebody who could load it, and together they went on a journey. So it worked out fine. Okay, hope this helped, and I hope you have an even better day, because congratulations, you learned something new. Always a good thing.